right, good morning, everybody. How we doing? How we feeling? Super late to my own party. I just couldn't get right to this morning, but we in here. All right. Sound levels are good. So let's get this show on the road. Go ahead and check out this pre-market insight. Before we do that, I've been forgetting to do this lately. Start out with the quote of the day. This is just a simple one I got from an IG post I saw. Mistakes, but it's simple, but it's very effective. Mistakes are proof that you're trying. All right, so what's going on, Dean? How we doing? Good morning. Mistakes are not a bad thing. Mistakes are a good thing because that means you're actually trying to do something, and it's part of the process. All right, so that is the quote of the day. Go ahead and look at this, the calendar. Today we got the ISM manufacturing at 10. Tomorrow we don't have anything scheduled. Wednesday, ADP non-farm employment change. Again, ISM non-manufacturing PMI, and then the crude oil inventories. Thursday, we got initial jobless claims, and Friday, non-farm payrolls and the unemployment rate. So it's pretty much a normal week in terms of economic events. Nothing super exciting sticks out as far as the calendar, but there's plenty of excitement going on this week. We'll get to that a little bit later. Let's go ahead and look at the power range report for NQ. We had a high of 12,862.75 with a low of 12,726.75. Looking at the calendar that I posted last night on TradingView, you see that we're trading bullish. Just completely out the gate, had this little gap down into some support. Let's look at the daily, see what that looks like. So it pretty much bounced off of a pivot, and we've been trading bullish ever since. Go ahead and look at that on a 3-minute time frame. Kind of been hanging out sideways pre-market. So my strategy says to buy the dip, and that's what I will be doing this morning. Trading bullish. Also this morning, I'll be using a new platform. I demoed this platform like probably a couple years ago. Hey, that was when I was in the Philippines. So yeah, I liked it back then, but I was trying to pick between Sierra chart and this one. This is multi charts. I kind of had my last straw with Ninja Trader last week. I got tired of just the volume profile stuff not loading the way that I would like it to, and I have to switch back and forth between Sierra chart and Ninja Trader, or to trade on Ninja Trader to look at the volume profiles, because I like to use the volume profiles. And it's just the information is not accurate because you got to have the platform has to be running in order for it to get the volume profile information. All right, yeah. So if you didn't have it, running like overnight from the start of the future session, you're gonna miss information. It's not gonna put all the volume profile information there, and that's, for me, that's just trying to go back and forth to get that information between that and Sierra chart. That's just too much. So went ahead and made the switch to multi-charts. I can already see I'm gonna have to make some more adjustments, but I got enough to get me going, and we'll see how this goes. And hopefully this one works out a little better than NT8. And of course, everybody's watching SLV this morning, as well as GME. That's all anybody is talking about right now is GME and Wallstreetbets, and so it should be an interesting week for sure. I think we should place our bets on what we think GME is gonna end up. I'm gonna run that. Matter of fact, yeah, let's do that. So by Friday, put your bets in. What price do we think GME is gonna end up for the week? So by close of business, COP Friday, what do you think the price GME is gonna be at? As a matter of fact, there'll be a prize at the end. Whoever gets it right on the money or closest to it. Go ahead, I'm gonna make a special video for that. I'm gonna post that later. All right. Get this pre-market snapshot. What's going on? Is that Yassine HLK? Where are we? There we go. So me trading this multi-charts, it is going to kind of change some things. I'm going to have to figure out how to put the same post close of business information. I usually take screenshots of my performance for that trading day on NinjaTrader. So I'm going to have to figure out how to do that same thing with multi-charts. Not a huge deal or anything like that. Just thinking out loud pretty much. Let's see. Didn't even get to do my pre-market volume check. Can't type this morning. Yeah, it's 365, 50, 388, and 92. Overnight sentiment is bullish. Pre-market sentiment bull. And let's see, did not do that. Yeah, I'm trading with Leeloo. Second round. Been kind of a slow start to the second round with Leeloo, but it's all good. Hopefully it don't take me as long. I don't think it's gonna take me as long as the first time. My first attempt. Got a minute to the bell. Also, over the weekend, I discovered I need to upgrade my RAM. I forgot that I was supposed to do that because I bought the minimum that I would need when I got this laptop last year, and I was supposed to upgrade it on my own because I didn't want to pay that little the extra that they put on top of just adding just to have that extra RAM over then because it came with 8 GB. That's not enough at all. And then for them to put more RAM in it, as I ordered it, of course they would have charged more for it than if I would just do it myself. So the plan was just to do it myself, and I forgot about that. And messing around with multi-charts over the weekend, I discovered that I was given a reminder that I need to upgrade my RAM. So definitely got to do that this week. Thank God for Amazon. All right, market is open. Got things falling mysteriously behind me. Also, I got some other things. I'm testing some things. So if I'm looking at my phone, not getting distracted, I actually got some options plays that I'm testing out. Got some nice little resistance. See a lot of support. Trying my numbers line up. From like 1330 to, let's look at a big picture. From 30 to 20. I wouldn't be crazy about playing that aggressively, so I'm gonna put my order down here.
Order submitted.
Mattered anyway, like we got some momentum, bullish continuation of that momentum. see I got some adjustments that my focus is a little bit off because I got some adjustments that I got to make. Trading with this new platform didn't quite show up the way that I would have wanted it to. You get a new platform, there's always, it's like getting a new car. It's always that phase where you gotta get used to all all the features, all the buttons and everything, where everything is. Got to get your seats together, make sure all your seats are comfortable, and then eventually it just becomes an extension of yourself. So I got to order a place for like some significant pullback. I'm not gonna be too aggressive with it as of right now. That gap and that trade-off at the open gave us a wide range to play in, so volume profile is kind of saying I can be a little more aggressive. Which I am going to. Or before I do that,
order submitted.
and again, as a reminder, what I'm doing in Sierra is still, I'm still in testing mode with Sierra. It's still not performing the way that I want it to. Not seeing a lot of volume coming on the open. Yeah, they're allowing the price to slide up, and yep, should be a great show this week. Absolutely should be a great show this week. Actually, one of them. Feels weird to say it, but it's probably like the most interesting time that we've had in the market for a while. Even though 2020 was a sight to see in and of itself. I didn't realize that. Okay, so that was good to know. This is why I'm testing in Sierra. It's not just testing the strategy that I'm trying out, but it's also testing like myself with it. So like what I'm doing in Sierra is pretty much the same as what I, my regular strategy is, just with a little tweak to it. Like we got a little selling pressure coming in. Still got a lot of support that we have to trade through. Haven't made any changes to my order yet.
Order submitted.
So with the way that it's trading right now is a good job. I don't know what am I trying to. But the way that it's trading right now is a good possibility that I won't get any trades this morning. I'm not interested in any breakouts. I'm not interested in any takeouts. Any kind of momentum plays. I want that pullback, but I don't want to be too aggressive with it. Aggressive play would be at 1350 ish. Just what I'm seeing. I'm not making any call outs. I'm doing is speaking my opinion out loud or verbalizing what I'm seeing. I'm looking at this support at 1330 ish. I think we trade lower than that. I think there's, it could bounce there, but kind of feel like we can trade lower than that. It's tested that area a few times, like several times. More times than I'm comfortable with, taking a trade there. But the market can do whatever it wants to, just according to how I like to trade. I'm looking at a pivot that's a little bit lower. Traded into the 200 on the 3-minute time frame, around 1320. That was a nice gap up with SLV. It's at 27.98 right now. Alright, so we're breaking that support that I was looking at earlier. Coming into my first, getting close to my first trade with multi-charts. See how this works out. I was testing a little bit.
Position
last night.
opened.
There's only so much that I can do.
Order filled.
So it's kind of weird. It looks like it didn't put my my strategy in there.
Position
So
closed.
I just had to close that position. I ain't gonna get to screenshot that or anything, so I'm gonna have to figure out a way to test that out. I don't feel let me open up this paper trade mode.
Connected.
Oh, it does. Alright, so I'm gonna have to play with that later. I'm not gonna do it right now.
Disconnected.
But so after I finish trading for the day, I'm gonna work all the kinks out in paper trade mode. So that first trade did work out, and now I have to find my P&L. The joys of trading in a new platform. I have no idea how much that played out for. It was over $100, so that definitely met my criteria for the one and only trade of the day. And this is how I have the multi-chart set up. So I've already met this requirement right here, profit of, or this new part of my, my plan. If I have a profit of more than $100, and I'm done for the day. I got some other reminders in there. So we can see right here, because even this, it's not even supposed to show this really. But this is, I got in around here, down here. fully around like 998-ish, and took profit. It says right there, but I don't think that's correct. Anyway, I have to try to find out where it is and seductive voice on that platform for sure. For sure it is. Much different than NT8. Okay, well, if you look on this side, you can see it better. Let me see if I can find it. Where, oh, where is my, there we go, 158. So also I have to figure out where the details are. I need those details for my screenshot. I would have did all this last night, would have found out this information yesterday or over the weekend, but it took me a while to figure out how to actually set it up. There's a couple of things that you gotta have set correctly in multi-charts for the rhythmic data to go through correctly, and all the your stuff to fill out, your charts to fill out, and get all your information. There's a couple of settings that you got to make sure are correct, and then once you make sure those settings are correct, then you got to restart the platform, and then it'll work. So it took me a while to figure that out in the free time that I had over the weekend. Then I spent the rest of the time trying to set the charts up, or setting the charts up, similar to the way that I like it. Now it's to figure out how to because I couldn't have to figure out how to get the strategy to actually autofill like it's set to do. Okay, I see what happened. I had to go back and right click the strategy and set it to auto attach. So I can do this now since I'm not, not actively trading right now. So I'm gonna put an order like way out of the way to see what it does. It's not gonna feel.
Order submitted.
Okay, so it looks completely different.
Order canceled.
Will Leeloo assist with initial setup? So Leeloo has a document that's not very helpful. I'm the type of person who likes to kind of break things to figure it out. So I didn't like reach out to their support or anything to see if they would, provide further assistance other than their document. But I don't know. That's the way. The only way I can really answer is I don't really know if they would give you, like, if you reach out to them, how well their support would be to help you out with setting up multi-charts or setting up whatever you're trying to do outside of just the normal stuff. So what I have witnessed recently is Leeloo's support has been kind of hit or miss with the influx of volume that they've received, with all their sales and stuff going on. But it is something that's coming from them. So they recognize that they do have they had some room for improvement in terms of their customer service. So that's the good thing, is that means that they're trying to work on it and improving that area. But for me personally, in terms of customer service, I haven't had any problems with them. And if I have had a question, which is very rare, I've had pretty good feedback or response time from them. But of course, everything that I learned, I make a video on. So I will make a video on setting up multi-charts with Leeloo. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and write that down as a reminder. Add it to the list. As well as how to get multi-charts for free. So spoiler alert, if you got an account with AMP Futures, you can use multi-charts platform for free under their license. Just like with Sierra Chart. For those who may be interested. Had I had that order placed correctly the first time, that would have worked out beautifully actually. I got in at a good location. It gave me a little drawdown, but continued in my direction after chopping around a little bit. So far, I'm really liking this multi-charts platform. Like when I demoed it a while back, I liked it then. I just like Sierra better still, even though I like this multi-charts and everything. Still, no platform for me personally competes with Sierra. So Sierra is definitely my preferred platform. Just only has that one problem where they couldn't figure out how to make it work with Rhythmic. I think Rhythmic still works with the older versions of Sierra, just not with their. If you ever update it from that older version, then you kind of can't use Rhythmic anymore, or unless you just. I don't even think like there's anything you can do about it. It's something that they would have had to figure out between Rhythmic and Sierra, those the developers, and they got tired of going back and forth with it. SLV is looking interesting. Kind of watching SLV in the background also. See what it does. That gap up, I did expect some, pullback, some retracement if it does continue higher. It gapped in a way that Jeremy from Real Life Trading would call a gap and go. Meaning, just looking at the candle from Friday. Let me see if I can see it. I don't want to pull it up on the computer. Just use the iPad. And now we're stuck. There we go. Oh, that was a monthly chart I looked at the first time. This is why I wanted to look at it again. Yeah, so that would be a gap and go. So that candle from Friday was bearish, and we gapped up from that. So there's a lot of as they, as the Wallstreetbets were, their goal was to short all of the others, to squeeze all the shorts. So looking at that candle from Friday, it was bearish. So us gapping up like that traded into where they would have to close their positions or to get stopped out if they had stopped sitting up there. And interestingly, like I learned a lot about options and stuff from what this whole GME and all this short squeeze, this Wallstreetbets news that's happened lately. I've learned a lot more about options and how all of that stuff works out, about hedge funds and the whole storyline. We know the whole storyline. As of right now, I didn't play any of that. I'm just watching from the sideline. I do kind of have some paper trades with market orders just to see what would happen if I would have, just to put a little bit of action to what I'm looking at to see what would happen. But I didn't take any live positions on none of this information. got some sell-off coming with NQ. Again, if I was still trading, I would be looking to buy the dip. So I would have been out of that first trade by now, at least on the break even. The way that it should have worked out is I should have hit my first target, more than likely the second target, and I probably would have got trailed out on the break even for the third. Which, even if it did work out, with all that being said, I still wouldn't have had another trade because that would have put me at my no more trades for the day rule. They got buyers here at pretty much 990. It's gonna call the range 95 to 90. And a little bit of a battle zone. Trying to break higher. Of course, we got a lot of resistance as well as a lot of support. As of right now, short term, looking at it from a short term perspective, no one has control. Even though the buyers are trying to take over. So on that note, I'm going to go ahead and close up the shop for the day. Of course, we got another, as usual, have a busy Monday. So appreciate everybody for coming through. All the questions and insights, and just checking some stuff out. All right. So on that note, I'll see all y'all on Wednesday. Trade it easy.